Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, prepare yourselves as we delve deep into Tejano music, its history, its future. You will hear the oldies but goodies, the newies but gooies, and everything in between. My name is Rick Garcia, and I will be your host on this 60-minute musical journey. So let's hear all the great songs by the great artists who made them famous, and a little bit of history behind each song. After all, I was there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Rick Garcia Hour. My name is Rick Garcia, and put those seatbelts on. We're going to have a great hour of musical entertainment. So let's begin this edition with a man of many talents. Singer, songwriter, musician, actor. I'm talking about Mr. Esteban Ordan, Steve Jordan, one of the late great pioneer Tejano musicians. This first song on the Rick Garcia Hour is very significant because it talks about Texas. We are Mexicano. We are Texas. We are Tejano. And yes, we are right here from Texas. So let's hear from the master entertainer, Mr. Steve Jordan, as he sings about this great state of Texas. Soy de Tejas.
Soy de Texas, es mi orgullo ser chicano. En los barrios me pueden encontrar, porque ahí todititos me conocen y ya saben que me gusta cantidad. San Antonio, Corpus Christi y McAllen, una tercia que nunca podré olvidar. Y si acaso vas allá por esos barrios, mis carnales te sabrán alivianar. Y si acaso vas allá por esos barrios, mis carnales te podrán alivianar. De repente voy y cruzo la frontera para ir a divertirme a todo dar, porque sé que a las 2 de la mañana de este lado ya no la puedes comprar. Si es Laredo, Matamoros o Reynosa, da lo mismo porque allá saben gozar. El mariachi es mi mero guacamole y el tequila con limón y con su sal. El mariachi es mi mero guacamole y el tequila con limón y con su sal.
Steve Jordan from around the year 1980. From his Hacienda Records days, that one was Soy de Tejas. Up next, let's go to a song from around that same time period. The group was from the Rio Grande Valley, a family group that went by the name of Los Formales, Cali Carranza y Los Formales. I've talked about Cali on this show before, and what a terrific entertainer he was. He was also a Navy recruiter, stood tall and proud for his country, and one of the most disciplined entertainers I've ever met. As I mentioned earlier, sadly, we lost Cali to Lou Gehrig's disease a few years back, but when thinking about him, I choose to remember the man and the legacy and the great music he left behind. This was one of the songs from one of his great albums on Hacienda Records. It's called Bancarrota.
Bien claro, amor, de forma que lo entienda. Ya mi paciencia se acabó, se me cayó la venda. He malgastado junto a ti pasión, tiempo y ternura. Y hubo momentos en que viví rozando la locura. No vuelvas a girar sobre este amor que no respondo. La cuenta que te abrí con ilusión ya está sin fondo. Como lo siento, sí, pero todo se agota. Tiraste a manos llenas sin pensar hasta acabar en bancarrota. Como lo siento, sí, pero todo se agota. Tiraste a manos llenas sin pensar hasta acabar en bancarrota. Y hoy la cuenta de tu amor está por fin en números rojos. Anoche hice balance y al final abrí los ojos. ¿Y qué fue de aquel hermoso capital que un día te diera? Qué poco lo has tardado en derrochar y de qué manera. No vuelvas a girar sobre este amor que no respondo. La cuenta que te abrí con ilusión ya está sin fondo. Como lo siento, sí, pero todo se agota. Tiraste a manos llenas sin pensar hasta acabar en bancarrota. Como lo siento, sí, pero qué mala nota. Tiraste a manos llenas sin pensar hasta acabar en bancarrota.
Man, what a great song. I could listen to that over and over again. Bancarrota, Cali Carranza y Los Formales. From what I call the golden age of Tejano. You know, one of the really cool things about doing the Rick Garcia Hour on MCR Radio is that I will get a Facebook message or an instant message on Messenger or one of the platforms that compliments the show, that compliments me doing the show, which I appreciate very much. And also they say, do you remember me? I used to be the bass player for so-and-so. I was a guitar player for so-and-so. And sometimes I got to think way back because with over 5 decades of doing this, it's hard to remember every single face and every single name. I don't even remember the people I met last week. But I had a fellow reach out to me earlier this week by the name of Noel Villarreal. And he said, Rick, do you remember me? And I said, the name sounds familiar. Who are you? And he said, I used to be the old bass player for Grupo Dallas. And then it hit me. Of course I remember him. Yes. He told me he was living in Victoria now and he enjoys the MCR radio show, the Rick Garcia Hour. I told him thank you. And I told him I would look up and play an old song by the group Dallas. Luckily, when it comes to songs that I've either engineered or produced or whatever, I generally try to keep a copy of it. It might be old and banged up and scratched and look like somebody skateboarded on it, but I've got one nonetheless. So I looked up Grupo Dallas from around 1979 is where this next song comes from. It's called Alégrate Corazón, Grupo Dallas, going out to my good buddy Noel Villarreal from Victoria, Texas. Thanks for writing in. I sure do appreciate it. This song goes out to you, senor.
Alégrate corazón, aprovecha del resto de tu vida, no dejes que caiga el sol, sin haber gozado un poco el día. Alégrate corazón, date gusto y placeres y a montones, que no te sorprenda el cruel destino, sin poder realizar tus ilusiones. Alégrate corazón y no vivas nomás penando, no dejes que ni un dolor te entristezca y te mate el corazón. Alégrate corazón, aprovecha del resto de tu vida, no dejes que caiga el sol, sin haber gozado un poco el día. Alégrate corazón, date gusto y placeres y a montones, que no te sorprenda el cruel destino, sin poder realizar tus ilusiones. Alégrate corazón y no dejes que la maldad te mate la ilusión, sin saber lo que es la felicidad. Alégrate corazón, alégrate corazón, alégrate corazón, alégrate corazón.
Alégrate Corazón, Grupo Dallas. Boy, what a great song that was from way back in the past. Certainly an oldie but a goodie. Somehow we've just kind of gotten started on yesteryear. Let's go ahead and stay there a little bit longer. There were some great songs back then, let me tell you. It's really hard to beat those good old songs. Another classic from yesteryear, Mr. David Lee Garza, featuring a young, upcoming 19-year-old singer named Emilio Navaida. When David Lee first started with Hacienda Records, he had Ram Herrera as his lead singer. Ram departed, and in came Emilio Navaida. That lasted throughout David Lee's Hacienda years. And then after that, he went on to obtain some great singers like Marcos Orozco, Oscar G, and the list goes on and on. But a blast from the past is Mr. David Lee Garza with the song Las Canciones que Te Canto, featuring a young Emilio Navaida on vocal.
Las canciones que te canto vienen de mi corazón, son de un hombre entristecido, porque no tiene tu amor. Sueños que los dos tuvimos, soña cosas del pasado, y por eso yo te canto, porque no estás a mi lado. Sueños que los dos tuvimos y nunca se realizaron. Yo quisiera verte un día para revivir nuestro pasado. Sueños que los dos tuvimos, soña cosas del pasado, y por eso yo te canto, porque no estás a mi lado. Sueños que los dos tuvimos y nunca se realizaron. Yo quisiera verte un día para revivir nuestro pasado.
David Lee Garza y Los Musicales, still one of the most in-demand performers today. And what a great guy he is. I had a chance to catch up with David Lee about a year ago in the Rio Grande Valley at an event I was hosting, and it was great to catch up with David Lee and talk about all the good times we had back in the day. Another fellow that I ran into this past year at the Tejano Music Awards Fanfare in San Antonio, Texas. The man's name was Rick Valderrama. Great guy. I hope you're listening, Rick. And if so, saludos. It had been a long time since I'd seen him, and it took me back a long way because when I worked with that family, it was Rick's dad, Henry Valderrama, that was heading up the band La Patria. Henry Valderrama, along with Rick Valderrama, was one of the songwriters and one of the musicians. And sadly, we lost Henry not too long ago. Rick and I had a chance to catch up on a lot of the old happenings from back then and what he's doing now. He's become a tremendous solo artist and also a producer and a writer. And I am very proud of his accomplishments. And also proud to say I had the opportunity to be there at the very beginning when a young Rick Valderrama was accompanying his father, Henry. And this song goes back to around let's say, I'm going to say about 1990, 1991, somewhere in there. Really cool song. It's called Sueño de Amor. Henry Valderrama.
Con tu sonrisa, tus labios tan bonitos que me llenan de pasión, porque eres la más bonita y tú lo sabes bien que me has robado el corazón. Quiero tenerte en mis brazos, quiero que seas mía, quiero ser siempre tu dueño. El cariño que me has dado es lo más lindo en mi mundo. Se ha realizado mi sueño, sueño de amor, el que nació. Como te adora, como seas mía, quiero ser siempre tu dueño. El cariño que me has dado es lo más lindo en mi mundo, se ha realizado mi sueño. Sueño de amor, el que nació, como te adora, como te extraña mi corazón. Sueño de amor, el de nosotros, de nuestras vidas, amor bonito que Dios nos dio.
What a great song from back in the day. I didn't really intend for this to be an oldie but goodie hour, although it's kind of turned out that way up to now. Nothing wrong with that. Great songs back then, and great songs being performed now. Tejano music, the music of Texas, that's what it's all about. That's what we're all about. Right here on the Rick Garcia Hour, MCR Radio, Mas Chingon Radio. I want to thank all the good people at Mas Chingon Radio for allowing me this hour to talk about my history, my fun, my music. It has been and continues to be such a big part of my life. Speaking of a big part of my life, I would have to include my lovely wife, Hilda Lamas. She is also my best friend, my soulmate, my business partner. She and I have started up CHR Records along with Mr. Charles Hearn, and I am so proud of this new venture, CHR Records. And man, do we have a lot of great talent on our label. More being added all the time. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But right now, let's bring it up to current day and hear a little bit from Hilda Lamas. She incorporates blues, soul, and a little bit of jazz into most of her recordings. She stays real busy in Texas performing. She shared the stage with Aaron Neville at the New Orleans Jazz Fest. She also entertained at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. But right now, we've got her right here at MCR Radio and the Rick Garcia Hour. This song is from her Love Me Alone album. This song is called Take It Like a Woman.
Girl, when you call me up in the middle of the night, I know it ain't 'cause the world is right. You're missing him, despite of how we said goodbye. You don't wanna hear let that loser go. You sure don't wanna hear I told you so. But when we're living in a man's world, what I'm trying to tell you, girl, is take it like a woman. Take it like a woman. 'Cause a woman is strong. Take it like a woman. Take it like a woman. Be proud that you're moving on. You give your love the best you can, but when you get taken by a man, oh, take it like a woman. You had my shoulder to cry for a while, then I'm gonna need to see you smile this weekend. Let's try the single iPhone for size. We'll get some Haagen-Dazs and maybe hit the bars. Forget about men 'cause they're from Mars. When you're ready to love again, you won't remember him. Take it like a woman. Take it like a woman. 'Cause a woman is strong. Take it like a woman. Take it like a woman. Be proud that you're moving on. You give your love the best you can, but when you get taken by a man, oh, take it like a woman. Some say we're fools for love, but that's not true. 'Cause when the going gets tough, we know what to do. Take it like a woman, 'cause a woman is strong. Take it like a woman. Be proud that you're moving on. You give your love the best best you can. But when you get taken by a man, oh, take it like a woman. Oh, take it like a woman. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
In this equality equal era, that was Hilda Lamas singing Take It Like a Woman. You heard that expression? Oh, come on, take it like a man. Well, in 2018, she says, take it like a woman. Let's keep it current. Let's keep it on CHR Records for just a little while longer. I am working on an interview that my wife Hilda, myself, and our CEO Charles Hearn did that I plan to air on the Rick Garcia Hour. I really wanted to do it by now, but the interview is just too long. It was like over an hour long. We started laughing and joking and having a good time, and that's not really fair just to have nothing but talking for a whole hour and no music. So I'm trimming it down, and I look forward to airing that interview, hopefully next week or so, on the history and the beginnings of CHR Records and where we're at now and where we plan to go in the future. For right now, let's take it to another CHR recording artist, Mr. Rodney Rodriguez, Los Cucuys. This man was our very first release on CHR Records. And of course, I'd known Rodney for a long time as the accordion player for Los Fantasmas del Valle. And he kept that same little scary theme, Cucuy, Fantasmas kind of name in his new group. And I am proud to say this album took off like wildfire. It's called Me Sigo de Frente. By the way, as I said before, if you enjoy the music of CHR Records, be sure to visit Tejano Music Center at 704 West Shaw Avenue in Pasadena, Texas. They carry all the great CDs of CHR Records artists, as well as all the other great Tejano labels out there. They are a full-service music center. They sell new and used pro audio equipment, musical instruments. So if you're in need of bajo sexto strings or drumsticks or hi-hats or whatever, look no further than Tejano Music Center. For more information, you can call them at 713-999-4TMC. That's the number 4TMC. Tejano Music Center. That's cool how they do that. But now, back to music with Los Cucuys de Rodney Rodriguez. Me sigo de frente.
Asegures que ya no me quieres. Sé muy bien que sin mí no habrá luz. En tu mundo de falsos placeres, por lo pronto te digo hasta aquí. Y de plano me sigo de frente, alejando por siempre de mí tu maldita visión de mi mente. Tú has de ser quien se acuerde de mí. Tú has de ser la que sufra desprecio, porque todo en la vida es así.
out with more CHR recording artists, and I am very pleased with this next group, a group of family members called Los Barceles. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Mas Chingon Radio. They recently put up a post on their website that had a list of their favorite Tejano and Conjunto albums. And they said, these are great must-have albums. And they were. Every artist on that list was a great artist. And making the list was Los Barceles. So thank you, MCR Radio, on behalf of CHR Records. You know the old slogan, MCR, CHR, a win-win combination. So let's check out Los Barceles from their latest CD, 5 Años, 20 Días, the title song from the same album.
A ti no puse condición, completo te entregué mi pobre corazón, lo quise para mí, la más bella ilusión. Soñé con tu querer, 5 años, 20 días, pensaba yo que tú la gloria me darías. ¿Y todo para qué? Si nunca fuiste mía. De mi ser te la he entregado a ti y yo no sé por qué me despediste a mí, por qué fuiste tan cruel en castigarme así. Soñé con tu querer, 5 años, 20 días, pensaba yo que tú la gloria me darías. ¿Y todo para qué? Si nunca fuiste mía. Soñé con tu querer, 5 años, 20 días, pensaba yo que tú la gloria me darías. ¿Y todo para qué? Si nunca fuiste mía.
Los Barceles, 5 Años, 20 Días, from their CHR album of the same name. And as I said earlier, be sure to check out Tejano Music Center at 704 West Shaw Avenue, Pasadena, Texas. They carry all the great products of CHR Records. All the artists of CHR Records are available online at Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Wherever digital music is sold, there you will find the artists of CHR Records. So we've had a little bit of the current. Let's jump way back again. We're going to bounce back and forth, kind of like a rubber band during this hour. We're going to go way back, way back to the old Freddie Records days when I was an apprentice rookie engineer at the age of 15 years old at Freddie Records, operating out of Studio B on North Chaparral Street in Corpus Christi, Texas. Boy, those were some good old days. I was 15 years old. I was living at home with my parents. I had absolutely no responsibilities except to show up to work at Freddie Records, which that was more like just going to the candy store. I enjoyed that so much. I had a chance to meet such great artists, great talents, learn a lot about the industry, and I will always be grateful to the good people at Freddie Records for giving me my start and being very patient with a young 15-year-old enthusiast by the name of Rick Garcia. One of the gentlemen that I had the opportunity to work with was a man by the name of Joe Bravo. And Playboy, we used to call him back then. In fact, this song is from the album Return of the Playboy. It's a song written by Carlos Cardenas, who is the music arranger and the guitar player for the Freddie Martinez Orchestra. And I believe Carlos Cardenas is still one of the head honchos at Freddie Records to this day. I get a chance to see them every now and then, but definitely not as much as I'd like. It's always great to hook up and visit, talk about old times and the good times, as well as the current times. The song that Carlos Cardenas wrote was called Que Casualidad. So many other artists have recorded that since Joe Bravo did it. But I believe Joe Bravo was the first to do this original composition of Carlos Cardenas on the Freddie record label, Que Casualidad. And what great lyric. You know, a man was thinking about an old girlfriend from his past, and ironically, out of the blue, they happened to meet again. What a coincidence. I was thinking about you, and today we met. Wow. That's a really good lyric. Carlos Cardenas really got poetic on that one, as he does on all of his songs. So let's check out Mr. Joe Bravo on the Freddie record label, circa 1974. The song, Que Casualidad.
Casualidad que nos encontramos hoy este día. Si vieras ayer noche soñé de ti, que me acariciabas y me despertabas con tus amores. Qué casualidad encontrarnos otra vez. Hace mucho tiempo que no te miro cómo has estado. Si vieras que venía pensando en ti, ahora aquí estamos, me da tanto gusto, sería el destino. Qué casualidad, qué casualidad. Hace mucho tiempo que no te miro, ¿cómo has estado? Si vieras que yo venía pensando en ti, ahora aquí estamos, me da tanto gusto, sería el destino. Qué casualidad, qué casualidad. casualidad.
Joe Bravo, Que Casualidad, from 1974 on the Freddie record label. And a young 15-year-old rookie engineer, Rick Garcia, at the helm of the recording console on that one. Man, you ought to see my 45 of that. It's all scratched up, but I cleaned it up as best I could. It was a great song then. It's a great song now. Que Casualidad. I want you to know that never in my wildest dreams did I ever think back in 1974 there would ever be such a thing as the internet. And then here I would be some 40 years later playing the same songs again for a worldwide audience. Wow. Who knew, who would have ever thought there would ever be such a thing as internet radio? Up next, a very talented group of individuals that call themselves La Onda Airways. Their music goes back to the golden age of Tejano that I keep referring to and keep talking about. It was such a great era back then. Music was actually selling. Terrestrial radio stations were actually playing a lot of independent artists. And for a new label like Hacienda Records was back in the day, that was very important and appreciated. Mostly AM, but that's okay. The music was the music, and it sounded great then, it sounds great now. Now this group, La Onda Airways, features a singer by the name of Rene Munoz. Rene Munoz. We called him Rene. Rene also sang for Showband USA, a group called Momento, but it was really La Onda Airways where he made his mark. Sadly, we lost Rene not too long ago, but what a great talent he was, and his contributions to Tejano music will never be forgotten. There is a local television show in Corpus Christi by the name of Domingo Live, and not too long ago they did a Rene Munoz tribute, brought in all the musicians from, I guess the ones they could find, from Showband USA, from Momento, from La Onda Airways, and all talked about Rene Munoz, Rene, and about the good times they had together. I was not in Corpus Christi at the time. Had I been, you could not have kept me away from that show. Had some great times in the studio with Rene and all the groups that he worked with, including this group, La Onda Airways. Their song, Yo Soy Chicano. Check it out. It's kind of like a Chicano theme song. A really good one. And you're hearing it right here on Mas Chingon Radio, the Rick Garcia Hour. Wow, La Onda Airways, that brings back a lot of great memories. Yo Soy Chicano. And we can all be very, very proud of who we are. My name is Rick Garcia. You're listening to the Rick Garcia Hour on Mas Chingon Radio, MCR. Up next, a lady I've been associated with since way back in the early 70s. She's a good friend. I refer to her as my girlfriend. We just go back a long way. We never actually dated, but then again, it's not over yet. Perhaps there's still time. This lady is the queen of conjunto, Miss Linda Escobar. She has won every award out there, it seems like, when it comes to female vocalists. She had a million-selling record before the age of 10 years old. She is a daughter of the late, great Eligio Escobar, known as El Veterano. In fact, Linda heads up an organization called El Veterano Festival that she does every year. It's a nonprofit event, and all the money collected at that festival goes to scholarships to young people as they embrace their heritage and learning to play musical instruments like the accordion, the bajo sexto, and things like that. If you hear about El Veterano Festival, be sure and try to attend. They've got a lot of great artists who donate their time for that event, and they give out a lot of great prizes and scholarships. A very, very worthwhile cause that Linda Escobar heads up to this day. So this song is from her current album called Vi Una Nube. It's called El Ausente. Check out the Queen of Conjunto and my girlfriend, Miss Linda Escobar. Lovely and talented Miss Linda Escobar from her CD, Vi Una Nube. That one was called El Ausente. And I just want to remind you, that one is hot off the press, available now wherever digital music is sold, and keeping it current. In fact, so current, we're going to do a couple of previews here. I have announced before that CHR recording artist Lisa Vela has a new album coming out. It will be called Aquí Estoy. Her current single is called Dame, which has been or is currently on the charts at many internet and terrestrial radio stations. So up next is her brand new single from that same album that should be released anytime now. In fact, by the time you're hearing this program, it might already be on the market. Be sure and look for it. It's a great album by Marlisa Vela. And this song from that album is called No Voy a Ser Tu Tonta. I'm not going to be your fool, baby. Not anymore. So let's check out Marlisa Vela as she tells us all about it. No voy a ser tu tonta.
Pero viejo, no aprende truco nuevo. Y aunque digas que conmigo no es igual, te conozco y ya toditas los truquitos. Eres tierno, pero solo a comenzar. La verdad, si me gustas no lo niego. Estas son para echarte un vacilón, pero no voy a correr contigo el riesgo de que digas que soy una del montón. No voy a ser tu tonta, aunque me regues de rodillas. Admito que sí te quería, pero no me convences todavía. Necesitas más de 1000 flores para ganarte mis favores. Soy mucha pieza para hacer corazón, otra más de tus amores. Hablas mucho, ay cómo tienes labia. Con razón te dicen el Don Juan, pero yo ya te conozco tus truquitos. Eres tierno, pero solo a comenzar. No voy a ser tu tonta, aunque me regues de rodillas. Admito que sí te quería, pero no me convences todavía. Necesitas más de 1000 flores para ganarte mis favores. Soy mucha pieza para hacer corazón, otra más de tus amores. Soy mucha pieza para hacer corazón, otra más de tus amores.
Marlisa Vela, No Voy a Ser Tu Tonta. CHR recording artist Marlisa Vela. And man, where does the time go? It's just about that time to pack them up and move along. Until next week. But I would like to say goodbye with this next song by this great artist, a legend actually. We've all heard of Los Dos Gilbertos. We've all heard of Marlisa's dad, Ruben Vela. But I wonder how many people actually know that the lead singer for Los Dos Gilbertos and many of Ruben Vela's songs was a man by the name of Ruben Garza. Well, Ruben Garza has recently signed with CHR Records, and we are proud to announce that his album will be out very soon as well, if it's not out already by the time you hear this. The album will be called Amor Sin Medida, Unmeasurable Love. Ruben Garza travels pretty much all over the United States and Mexico, has recorded almost 80 albums, has been in the business some 55 years, longer than most people have been alive, and he is still going strong. This next song is from that CHR album. It's a song that Ruben wrote himself called Maldigo Mi Suerte. Let's check it out. Ruben Garza, CHR recording artist. And you can pick it up at Tejano Music Center, 704 West Shaw Avenue in Pasadena, Texas. Or call them up at 713-999-4TMC, the number 4, TMC. But in the meantime, let's check out Ruben Garza, as I said earlier. His latest one on CHR Records, it's called Maldigo Mi Suerte. And this is Rick Garcia saying, thanks for being a part of the Rick Garcia Hour, and we'll see you next time. Listening to the Rick Garcia Hour on Mas Chingon Radio, MCR. Join us every week at the same time for another edition as we stroll up and down 5 decades of memories and making new ones at the same time. My name is Rick Garcia. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.